There's one thing I want you to do for me.
What?
Come here.
What?
Win. Win.
What are we waiting for? Take it!
What is up, EOP sports fans? It's Wednesday night, the Wednesday before the Super Bowl, and it's time for Edge of Philly Sports. I'm Big Al.
And I'm Joey Sheeran.
And we are ready to take you right into it, guys. It's hump day of Super Bowl week. I've already lost my voice. I've already lost my voice a little bit, so bear with me. I was cheering it up good over at Dolan's for, I was hanging out with Hollis and Mickey Morandini. NBC 10 was there. It was a good time. But, I've been talking sports all week long to nauseam. I think the people at my work don't even want to deal with me anymore, but it is what it is. It's just, this has been the slowest 2 weeks of my freaking life, Joe.
It's been rough.
It's been rough. Like I wake up.
I try not to think about it, to be honest with
you. I literally do, and my wife will go to me. She goes, "Should I wear this like Eagle scrubs?" So I'm like, "Damn it!" Like, yes, you should. But yes, guys, it is the Wednesday before the Super Bowl, and our Philadelphia Eagles are taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. If you've been living under a rock, that's what's going on. And I couldn't be more excited for a game because, Joe, I'm going to just jump right into it with you. I said that, and I'm sticking by this, that I think this is like this first time in my life I can honestly feel, without a shadow of a doubt, that this Philadelphia Eagles is the best team in the NFL.
It's not only the best team in the NFL, it's the best team of our entire lives. You and me personally, in the past 40 years. This is the best. And to be honest with you, it may be the best team, the best Eagles team in their franchise history. Because obviously we can't go, past 40 years ago, except if we're watching videos to see some of those rosters and teams put together.
Sure.
But I can only speak from our experience, and this is hands down the best team we've ever seen in our lifespan.
There could be points made that there's been other players in positions who were better down the line, like Reggie White. Of course, you're going to put him up there, but all around team, this is the best in the NFL this year, and like you said, possibly in franchise history. And
I don't think we're going out on a limb either.
No, I don't think it is. I mean, listen, Kansas City 1B. I mean, it's a close to whatever you want to call it.
Sure,
they're a good team. They're led by the premier quarterback right now in the NFL. That Tom Brady is officially retired. So Aaron Rodgers to me is on his way out. I mean, I don't think he's going to be doing anything special unless you put him on a great team.
It's amazing that Aaron Rodgers kind of feels like he still has to be in the spotlight during Super Bowl week when he's not involved in it at all, and he hasn't been involved with it for the past 13 years or so. He's going to go out there. He's going to do his hallucinogens and kind of, decide if he's going to come back. Yeah, he's going to go out there for an out-of-body experience and try and decide if he's going to come back next season.
He's going to go walk about.
For what, $52 million? Like, ooh.
He's going to hit a walkabout. He's going to hang out with Crocodile Dundee over there.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I mean, the guard has changed, I guess is the best way of saying it, in the NFL quarterback, that Patrick Mahomes is the face of QBs in the NFL. I mean, like him or not, it's true fact. It is what it is. But Jalen Hurts is going to make people thinking if this continues past, this year, of course, to be a top 5 quarterback. Fuge, 4 days, man. EAGL, yes, that's right, exactly, man. That's how we feel.
What's up, buddy?
I think I'm chanting it in my sleep.
Yo, hold on, real quick. Last week, you guys were all at the Philly Sports Trips tailgate party.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously I was down there, but at a different tailgate. But the next day, I saw a video from that tailgate. And Fuge, you got some moves, dude. That was a great video.
Fuge was cutting a rug.
That was awesome.
I love hanging out with that man. I love it. And Fuge, it's always good to hang out with you. And
Very
actually,
pretty dance partner.
he
as
was
well.
on our network this week. He hung out with the Sully squad this week, and they had
Nice.
Mark.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
They had Mark Farzetta on there, and
saw that.
I believe he was a facilitator of that. So
Very cool.
thank you. But there's a lot of things going on the network this week. Speaking of Sully, he wrote a great article that went like perfect with the video that you put out. That's
Yeah.
why I incorporated it for it. But there's just so many storylines that we're gonna get into in a moment. We'll be very Super Bowl Eagles heavy today, guys, but we will touch on the Sixers, especially with the trade deadline tomorrow. With the team playing as well as it is, not talking trade deadline as important. It's only because the Eagles are in the Super Bowl,
Oh, yeah,
and that's
come
how
on.
it works. But real quick, guys, you need tickets to games, concerts, theaters, you name it. Sherry's Tickets got it. That's right, sherrystickets.com. Family owned and operated since 1946. No hidden fees. It's what you see on the screen is what you get. You're not going to get some crazy hidden fees at the end of it. At the end of it, when you check out, 10% off, additional 10% off, I should add, if you're using that promo code EOP10. If you're looking to get out and travel outside the area, phillysportstrips.com is the place to be. And you can see here is their, and actually, I have to update this now because they added another May event in here. But this is already two Clearwater sold out. Plenty of trips. They even have the draft coming up. So beat Kansas City, head to Kansas City, and hang out and maybe rub it in a couple Chiefs fans. Kansas City actually not a bad time. I mean, I've been there. So you could go check it out and have a great time. But if you're out in Kansas City, get a little rowdy, get a little trouble, Joe. Can happen. Can happen with a ruckus crowd like we have. Go to cherryinjurylaw.com. The Cherry firm, Dave Cherry is your man. Workers' comp, motor vehicle, personal injury, criminal law, 610-565-0300. And tell Dave Cherry that EOP sent you. Like I said today, guys, I was at Dolan's hanging out with Mickey and Hollis. NBC 10 was there live talking to PJ. This is one of the many things that could happen at Dolan's. It's not your typical dive bar, Dolan's. You go there, you're going to have a great time, and you never know who you're going to run into. Tell PJ that EOP sent you. But, guys, the big story, of course, is we're in the Super Bowl. I can we say we? I feel like, yeah,
That's
I know.
fine. Hey, we're a part of it.
But that's what I was going to say to you. Like, that's my first storyline to bring to you. Like, we do this just like a player goes through college, goes to the NFL, wakes up, puts their body on the line for this moment. We do what we do for this moment.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, we build up everything we can to be in this moment, to talk about this moment, to put all naysayers away. And speaking of, kudos to Jalen Hurts, man. The guy, I don't know if anybody saw it, but there was a reporter interviewing him, and he said to him, he goes, I doubted you, and I wanted to apologize. And he goes, yeah. Jalen's like,
man, I wanted to apologize.
yeah, Jalen. At first, Jalen's like, yeah, you know what? A lot of people did. He goes, well, man to man, I want to say I'm sorry. And his retort was, cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's what
I was watching. I saw it happen. We
Okay.
were watching it live. And like it's one of those things where it's like the awkward silence in between before Jalen Hurts says cool. It's like you could cut the tension with like a knife.
Yeah, but so here's my thing is let's talk a storyline. Here's a storyline for you. A lot of people are saying that the Chiefs maybe have an upper hand because they've been here recently. They've won a Super Bowl recently. I mean, it's only 5 years ago that certain amount of players on this team have won a Super Bowl. Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, to say a few. But you also have guys who have been in big games. But the key factors that doesn't worry me at all as an Eagles fan when it comes to Jalen Hurts. He just that moment, Joe, when he said cool, that's when I'm like, all right, this moment isn't past him.
Right.
Like he gets it. Because like you can do interviews and have like retorts for like, hey Jalen, are you focusing on your workouts? Like, are you preparing any differently? No, I'm just working as a team. Like, you can get those lines that people say all the time. But that line when he just said cool.
Yeah.
Like, all right, doubted me, dude.
Well, I think
I got a game to win. I haven't proved anything yet. I got a game to win, and this is it.
One of the cool things about having players like Jalen Hurts, Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean, Devontae Smith, these guys that are coming from Georgia and Alabama, and some of the other, Ohio State, Michigan, and BG. Like these guys have played in those big light, games before, the grand stages of their careers. Whether it's, and Devontae Smith said it in one of his quotes that I put out today. He played in these big games in like JUCO. Not JUCO. I'm thinking of like Pee Wees, and then high school, college, and now in the pros. And they're treating this game like any other game because they've been here before. They know how to act. They don't let the glitz and the glamour get to them.
Sure, absolutely. And I think they were interviewing Nakobe Dean. Now, Nakobe hasn't played a lot this year, but it just probably can go for Jordan Davis. These guys were just in a national championship game the year before. With that being said, they said the difference is like they kind of were more locked down. It wasn't anything like they saw, but they know they felt the heat of the lights. They felt the pressure of the moment, and they know what it's like to be on a good team and have a good team that's gelling. And let's be honest, healthy it's been in the last 6 to 8 weeks.
Absolutely.
So that's another storyline I want to bring us into, is the health of both teams. I feel it favors the Eagles right now. Joe?
Well, they're going to have all their, 22 out of 22 players playing like they did last week. Yeah, they are all healthy at the exact right time. You can't ask for a better scenario with that.
No, you really can't. And you get Avonte Maddox back for the first time since what, Christmas?
About that, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's when he got hurt.
I think that, I think they're asking him. I think that was the game.
Yeah. So, it's an amazing moment to be healthy, to be ready to go. Just to be like, have the full complement of your team in front of you, because Joe, we're going to get into a moment. We're going to talk prop bets a little bit, but I also want to talk to you about MVPs, storyline, game lines you might see, and we're going to get into it. But having this team healthy and just clicking and firing, and how cool was it though? I don't know if you watched the whole thing. I haven't sat down and watched the whole thing, but I watched bits and pieces of the the Heights, or the
New Heights
podcast, which
one?
The one that they did at the Super Bowl.
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, they were. So I actually heard, I was driving in, and on the radio they were talking about it like, oh, there's this huge crowd. They didn't know who it was. Like, they thought somebody famous there, but it was the Kelsey brothers doing it live at the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know if they're recording it or they did it live, but it was at the Super Bowl at Radio Row, or right around the area.
Nice.
So let's talk about that storyline with the Kelsey brothers. Joe, it's a very interesting story. Two lovable guys, especially Jason Kelsey, who we've argued on this show. Maybe now, the guy I'm wearing now, Brian Dawkins, we could say at one point was, if not still possibly, the most beloved Eagle in the last 30 years, right? I think Jason Kelsey could easily be that guy.
I think so too. I think Jason Kelsey, when all is said and done, I think he may be looked at as the greatest Eagle of all time. Not only for his play on the field, but his personality, his charisma. He had
charitable works,
the greatest speech of all time. And it sucks. Maybe it doesn't suck, but like, if they W, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself and start talking stuff and as a jinx possibly. If they W and they get the P next week, all eyes are going to be looked at Jason Kelsey like, all right, when's he getting up to the podium? What are we waiting for? How's he going to top himself?
Let's be honest. The man was intoxicated.
No pressure at all, Jason.
No pressure. I think he gets these speeches in his sleep, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a problem. I don't think he even thinks about it.
I don't even think he should go to the podium. I don't think he should say anything.
I think he should smash the podium.
Okay, maybe I can see that happening.
Be the best way, like just picking it up and like just smashing it.
Like,
on
how
the ground.
do you outdo that last parade? The beloved song. Nobody likes us. We're from Philly, effing Philly. Nobody likes us. We don't care. Like, yeah, wearing a costume. Like, how do you outdo that? Like, can you even have something planned, something up your sleeve? Because I feel like all of that was very much spontaneous. The spontaneity of it all, the song, the speech, everything.
And like I said, I don't think he plans it out. Like, I don't think he planned that song out. I think he just started going, nobody likes this. We don't care. Like, and it just kind of tuned into that
We're from
way.
Philly,
They-
effing Philly.
like
No one likes us. We don't
I just
care.
think it just kind of came to them because people just started chanting it. Like I think it was just something that
I still don't know where
naturally.
that song came from. Actually, like I wonder if like somebody wrote it, like,
I
and he had it playing. Like I know you're saying it's probably spontaneous, but something like I don't think he came up with that on the fly. It's a very catchy tune. That's why I'm saying
Yeah.
like I feel like it had to have been thought out.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the shower. Like just
That'd be great.
or he heard a song with that tune
Yeah.
and it just played out in his head. God only knows. But I don't. I think if he goes out and tries to match it, it won't be the same. But if he just goes out
Right.
and does Jason Kelsey stuff, then we'll be all right. But let's not put the cart before the horse because we are
Right.
superstitious guys a little bit. We were talking because, like, for instance, we were posting about today was the 5-year anniversary of said parade,
Right.
and we're like, how do we put this out there without jinxing ourselves? Like,
Yeah.
we've never worried about putting a post out like that ever. Like, I'm like, Joe, how's this look?
Right.
Oh, good. Oh, okay, we're good. We're good.
Well, dude, like last a couple days ago, or early last week, or during the weekend, whenever it was, I had a buddy text me in a group text like, "Hey, like, when do you think the P would be if they W?" I'm like, I think it'll be Wednesday, could be Thursday. We're just going back and forth. Well, my wife knows somebody who works for the Eagles, so I text my wife and I'm like, "Hey, ask so and so if there is a date set for." She's like, "No, I will not text that. I am not going to be the one who jinx it." I was like, "Listen, you, me, and this other person, we're not going to be the one out of 100,000 people who's going to jinx this thing. Text her and find out." And she's like, "No, I won't do it." So I mean, listen, it's not you and I. It's
No,
not just
I
you and
know.
I here. Everybody has some type of superstition when it comes to this.
And here's my thing is, this happened with the Phillies. We have to plan.
What's going on, Steve?
We have to plan for this kind of stuff in our job.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna be out there doing different things, whatever it is.
my boss will actually be at my house for the Super Bowl. So,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Okay. But and we got to plan stuff out for our network and all that kind of stuff.
Oh
So
yeah,
there's
a lot goes into it.
a lot that goes into it. But with that being said, it's like when we were sitting there talking about the Phillies, like I'm like, Joe, if they win,
Right.
like, are we gonna go here? Are we gonna do that? Are we gonna do this? How do you want to handle it?
Yeah.
So, and we were so weird about it. Like, we look like two awkward like teenagers who just met each other, didn't know like what to talk about. But yeah, today was the 5-year anniversary of said parade. And God, hopefully, we will be able to talk about this.
It's gonna be tough, man.
And
Tough
it
one.
could be a week from today.
Yeah.
I looked at the weather too. Wednesday and Thursday are going to be a lot like today.
Well, yeah, because I was saying I bet it's going to be on Wednesday, and then I looked it up, and it turned out it was a Thursday. Said that to my buddy. He goes, "Yeah, but it was planned for a Wednesday, and then they had to move it a day because of the weather." And I'm like, "You remember that from 5 years ago? Like that's impressive."
Remember, because they got to stop in Disney World the next day.
Did they?
Well, remember, Nick Foles? They had that parade. They go to Disney World.
That's right.
So it's never going to be Tuesday.
Right.
So the earliest they could do is Wednesday. They're not going to do it on a Friday, I think they said.
No.
We're definitely not going to do it on a weekend until at least Tuesday and Wednesday, or Wednesday and Thursday. And the city has to prepare.
Mhm. You know what's funny is I wonder if schools will give kids the day off because they're already in a lot of different areas given 2-hour delays. But I've seen today that a couple of them are now switching that Monday to an in-service day because they already feel like they're short staffed and they're like, we're
I'm
gonna
already off.
I'm off.
I'm already off.
But they're worried about mass hysteria and everyone calling out. So instead of risking not having the teachers available, they're just saying screw. We're having an in-service day and everyone gets off.
And they're going to have
Genius.
another day if they win.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, do they give the kids off another day in the week? Because I think you have to, right?
They did last time.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it was on Halloween too.
it was.
I mean, that was the Phillies, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was on Halloween, so they gave them off. They do that. So I mean, because they know most people are going to pull their kids out, and
Sure.
teachers aren't going to want to be there. So just cut off the
My
middle.
wife's already talking about doing that for my son.
And here's my thing: is like I would, like I said, I would pull them out, even if
Oh,
it
no
wasn't
doubt.
happening. Yeah, but
No doubt.
but the other thing is we've been lucky enough to date to have a very mild winter outside of
Yeah.
really bone chilling days, but no precipitation per se. So they have these snow days
Right.
because I don't know how many school districts do this, but snow days aren't snow days like they used to be anymore. It's not off as they were.
Yeah.
It's virtual learning.
Right. Yeah.
So that is something to think about.
We checked the weather for
Good
Sunday
point.
last week after the NFC Championship game, and there was not a raindrop in sight. My wife told me today that she thought she saw rain. I checked the forecast. It's now saying 91% rain.
Mhm.
It rained 5 years ago, February 4th.
There you go.
Everything's lining up.
Everything's lined up. Many children will be born in Philly area on 11/12/2023.
That's if it
No
works.
question. Stands to St. Agnes and Methodist. Now, um, you're not wrong. I remember 5 years ago getting done cleaning up the house. Everybody left. I just staring at my wife. She's like, "Uh-oh." I said, I have one more victory to conquer. I just need 30 seconds. We'll be fine. But no, it's like I said, I hate to get ahead of ourselves, but this team is that good.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about this team, and let's start with the coaching.
hmm
That's one of the storylines. Andy Reid coming back to play, or not coming back, but playing the team that started it all for him. Can Andy Reid give us a Super Bowl by losing?
Yeah. And he's
Or-
looking old.
Well, I mean, he's no youngster. He's
I
got to
know.
be close to 70. I mean, his late 60s, right? So close to
Yeah.
70, yeah.
Maybe it's because he was standing next to Nick Sirianni on like the
Who's
stage
younger than
for
us.
Super Bowl
We forget.
opening. Yeah, I know. The Super Bowl opening night was pretty cool the other night.
Yeah, party and a half. But so I mean, I guess on paper you have to give the upper hand in coaching to the Chiefs.
I would say so, yes. But I'll say this: Nick Sirianni hasn't been there before, so I don't think he goes into worrying about it. Like I think he's like, I don't want to say up for the challenge. I think he's willing to be aggressive because he doesn't have this already mindset of what it's like to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's just going to go into it like it's every day, like it's
That's
like
exactly
it's every
what
week.
I said to somebody today. I said sometimes being naive in these situations.
Exactly, naive. That's a great word for it.
Because I mean, Andy's notorious for clock management
Yeah.
issues and things like that. And I mean, I'll use the example of Kyle Shanahan. Here's a guy who was supposed to be an offensive genius. His team was going to the Super Bowl against Tom Brady, had him dead to rights, and blew it. And ever since then, he's been chasing that dragon.
Sure.
And he just keeps falling short. Sometimes it's dumb luck. Sometimes it's him.
Yeah.
It was him.
I mean, it was the fourth quarter where the Falcons had their downfall and Brady and the Patriots came back. It was the fourth quarter. I think there was 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Like it wasn't like, all right, halftime adjustments were made and boom, Brady took over. No, there was 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And real quick about Kyle Shanahan's 49ers, can they please stop whining and crying? Christian McCaffrey out there today saying, "Oh, it feels like somebody stole something from us. Oh, I really hope the NFL changes the rules so we can have a third quarterback." You had Josh Johnson as your second quarterback.
Who would have been your third?
What
Yeah.
better would the third have been?
Yeah. Well, Brandon,
Saying that the league stole something from them, like, my God, you're whining so much.
I used to respect the 49ers, like, as a team. Like, always, solid team, solid fan base, Didn't have any real issues with them. Never,
Sure.
We didn't cross paths with them that much. But not after this, man. I think there's a new rivalry brewing right now. I mean, what a bunch of babies.
I know.
You know what, Joe?
And it's every
I'm
one of
putting
them.
$1 in a swear jar. What a bunch of bitches.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm putting it out there. Like, I am saying, like, these guys, like I said, Brandon Ayuk, the Eagles defense is going to get exposed against Patrick Mahomes. You can only hope to make yourself sleep better at night. You're banking on that happening.
Right.
So you, Brandon Ayuk, can sleep better at night.
It's so annoying.
To make the reason, like, all right, well, it's just they weren't that good. We just got
31-7. And they can't even get respect from the team that they beat. That's how bad it's gotten. These guys are sore losers.
Yeah. Sore losers. And it just keeps coming out. It's like, guys, it's the Wednesday before the Super Bowl. You're toast. Start working out. Start planning for next year. They're not going to come up and say, "Oh, listen, guess what, 49ers? You're right. You're absolutely right. The Eagles don't deserve to be here. We let them have it. It was a conspiracy. It's been found out. Guess what, guys? Houston Astros were caught cheating, and they still have a World Series ring
Yeah.
for it. So even if it was true, you ain't getting it back. They're not going to take it back. Game over. You lost. We are the better team. End of story.
Yeah.
If we were the better team and I just felt like everything fell in our place, I would understand. I would say, okay, listen, yeah, a little luck, came our way. There was no luck.
No.
Listen, I'll give you 2 of the touchdowns back. Guess what? You still lose. You'll still lose. You lost. Get over it. Move
Right.
on.
Brock Purdy, unfortunately, and I will say, unfortunately, first series of the game for the Niners. Why is that our fault? And when I say our, I mean collectively,
Oh, yeah,
the team, the city, the fans. Everybody is looking at us, pointing
But you
fingers
missed
like
it.
it's our fault.
Well,
What the hell did
Joe,
we
you
do?
missed it because if you actually slow the camera down, you can see Roger Goodell coming out and Tanya Harding his hand with a metal ball. Like it's the ridiculousness of it. That like I said, if a lock went our way, I could be like, yeah, if certain things didn't go our way, this could be a lot different game.
Right. It's not like Triple H went out there with a sledgehammer,
Yeah.
beat Purdy's elbow in. I mean, listen, the guy tore like tendons. Like the guy has to go through surgery.
It's Kyle Shanahan's fault.
Absolutely, it is.
Kyle
He's got
Shanahan.
Tommy John. He's out for next season. It's an injury that happens almost daily in baseball.
Yeah.
Like, is it the opposing team's fault in baseball because the batter or pitcher, whoever it is, tears whatever tendon or whatever the hell it is in their elbow that causes Tommy John? It's nobody's fault. It's crap luck. That's all it is. Stop your bitching.
It's not a crap luck. You guys put a third string tight end against our premier pass rusher, Hassan Reddick. Whose fault? The offensive genius on the other side.
They can't look in the mirror and be like, all right, well, this is what we did wrong here. This is what we did wrong. No, it just automatically, it's boo-hoo. They stole. And I'm like, I'm not even making this up. Like, this is a quote. McCaffrey said it feels like somebody stole something from him.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
His manhood. Like, that's what's been stolen. Like, all right, I get one
with
player.
That comment, you also we also stole your dignity, dude.
Yeah. Like, I understand one guy, maybe 2, but everybody on this team is doubling down.
Ayuk.
Doubling
McCaffrey,
down on
all of them.
Guys, it's like that. I witnessed to like breaking up with a girl, and like 2 years later, she goes, "You know what, Joe? We're done."
Right.
Yeah, no, we've been done. Honey, we've been done. This game's been over for a while. Listen, if it was the other way around, I'm like, better team won. We just got our butt.
Right.
Even if Jalen Hurts came out and you guys dislocated his shoulder because so-and-so, Lane Johnson or Drew Mailata, or they put somebody on there who should not have been covering one of their premier rushers. Like, that could happen. But even if Jalen Hurts went down,
I still think they would have won.
They still would win that game.
Yeah.
You guys couldn't throw a pass.
Right.
Right.
And it's not like Jalen Hurts went off. It was our backfield that won that game. Okay, I do want us to move on into the big game because I know this is like recycled stuff we've talked about. But 4 rushing touchdowns on supposedly the number 1 defense that you can't rush on. You can't score rushing touchdowns on, and the Eagles got 4 of them. But again, it's the NFL's fault.
Yeah.
What happened to the Niners defense that was so great? Yeah. What happened?
Because last time I checked, hold on. Let me check my super duper.
Like they're all crying about Brock Purdy and the quarterback thing. Cry about your defense.
I was gonna say Brock Purdy played offense.
Yeah.
I just looked it up on Google. Google machine told me Brock Purdy played offense. So put that out there. Your defense couldn't stop our offense. Our offense is very good.
Yeah.
It's not, if not one of the best. Jalen Hurts doesn't have to be the number 1 quarterback, but he's top 5 right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Top 5 quarterback with this team can win you games.
How about this? He's top 2 right now. And you know why?
Yeah.
Because he's one of 2 quarterbacks left.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, if it was the Bengals playing today or instead of the Chiefs, if it was the Bills, I still feel just as confident for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like, if we were playing, like I said,
it's a winnable game for both teams. I will admit that.
I would, well, listen, spreads -1.5.
Yeah.
Right. Which we'll get into in a moment. But that's it. Like, my thing is, it's because it's a Super Bowl. It's a neutral site. You got two really good teams. You got Patrick Mahomes, who is, like I said, the darling of the NFL.
Mhm.
He is still not 100%, but maybe Jalen Hurts isn't 100%.
Right.
As long as Nick Sirianni
A
doesn't
high
take
ankle takes like 6 weeks to
6 to 8
recover from.
weeks. Yep, 6 to 8 weeks to
And I
recover.
was being generous with
Yeah.
6 weeks.
That's the average. And it's as long as Nick Sirianni and the rest of the team doesn't decide to get cute,
Right.
then they'll be okay.
Now, what happens if Hassan Reddick goes in for a sack and grabs a hold of Patrick Mahomes' ankle or shin or lower leg, whatever,
Yeah.
and he lands awkwardly and he re-injures it or hurts it
We just
more?
got lucky with an easy
Yeah,
pass
or
in the
is
Super
it?
Bowl.
And then is it our fault because because Patrick Mahomes was already injured going into the game and got more injured? Like, is that the team's fault? I don't know. I guess it is now by everyone else's rules.
Listen, Joe, we had an easy path to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, we had everything was really easy. It was just pretty much handed to us. The Eagles did not have to work for it. No, the Eagles were just a better team all year long. It's not my fault that the other 30 or 16 teams
Right.
in the NFC couldn't hold our jocks.
Yeah.
Okay. The Vikings, who were number 2. Oh no, I'm sorry, number 3 at this point because the Niners were, who were number 3 but number 2 for most of the time,
Mm-hmm.
got walloped
Sure did.
and got beat by the Giants, who then got even more walloped.
Yeah.
By your Philadelphia Eagles.
And then they got walloped again when they weren't even playing in the NFC Championship because the state that represents them rep the Eagles at the Empire State Building. So take that L as well.
It's just funny, but we are in the Super Bowl. Joe, let's talk about that for a second.
I would love to.
Let's see here. I have in front of you. This is from the Athletic. This is the party prop sheet, as they call it. So it's all the prop bets.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but most of them. I mean, there's probably 10,000 prop bets.
This is actually probably going to help me out because I wanted to bring up to you the halftime show.
Yes.
Because I feel like there hasn't been much hype around it. Because usually, like last year, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige.
Rap,
right.
Legends.
And now, like, we knew what it was weeks prior. We knew everybody who was involved. We knew it was going to be this big grand thing. And all we know right now is Rihanna is performing. Yeah. We don't know anybody else because there's going to be probably at least 2 or 3 other performers going up there with her. Doing little snippets of songs, blah blah blah. We don't know anything about the halftime show this year. So like, you just feel like it's going to be lackluster because we don't know, like, or maybe they're just keeping it under wraps on purpose. And I'm looking at this prop bet sheet. I'm saying Chris Stapleton is doing the national anthem.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
I didn't know.
So
either.
I'm going to be helped out by this sheet right now. And I like Chris Stapleton, so I'll be excited to see that.
So for those who are just new to Philly sports or new to me and Joe's show, on these days, these type of things, we try to just hit it. It's all just for talk. We don't put money on the line for this. We just try to see, pick one and go from there. So we'll walk down the line with you guys real quick. How long will the national anthem be with Chris Stapleton, as Joe mentioned? 2 minutes and 3 seconds, over or under?
I'm going to go under.
I am going to go over. I just feel like he's the kind of guy who'll drag it out.
Well, he's a guitar player.
Yeah.
So he can get out there and he can wail for a while. So he might extend it a little bit.
What's the main dominant color of Chris Stapleton's outfit? Black or other?
Other.
Yeah, I'm probably going with other on that too. I think it's too many other colors for you to just pick one and not 10,000 others.
Yeah, well, I saw a clip from the Grammys that were on Sunday that, again, nobody knew about. I feel like nobody cares about award shows anymore, and rightfully so because they suck. But something as big as like the Grammys and Oscars you would normally see commercials about, I saw nothing. I saw a squat. But I saw a clip of Stevie Wonder up there playing one of his songs, and Chris Stapleton came out. And the reason I'm going other is because he wore a lot of brown on stage. So I've seen him recently.
Well,
he was not wearing black.
Singer, right? So a lot of times they do that.
Yeah.
The QB that will be shown first on camera during the national anthem will be Jalen Hurts, or will it be? I'm going to go
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, like I said, he's the darling of the NFL. I feel like that's what would happen. What will be the formation of the 4-plane flyover at the conclusion of the national anthem? Will it be a figure 4? Will it be a diamond? an echelon, or an other.
What the? What's a V?
That would be the echelon.
I figure 4.
I guess.
I can't.
I guess that would be 4, like square,
Okay.
like corners. I think that's what you know that.
I'm
gonna go with a diamond.
I'm gonna go. And you're saying echelon would be like a flying V?
I think so. Let me tell you right now. I don't know.
I think these are very, very strange options. So, all right. So basically, they're already saying it's definitely 4 planes because for a diamond, you have to have 4 corner or 4 points.
It's a 4-plane flyover.
Right. Okay. Oh, I'm an idiot. It said 4-plane flyover in the sentence. Echelon.
Okay, echelon is like kind of in a row but staggered.
Okay, I'm just going or other.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I'm going to specifically say flying V.
Flying V. Okay. What is the coin flip result?
Well, considering it's 50-50.
Yeah.
I'm going to go heads because tails often fails.
There you go. I'll go tails just to be different.
Okay.
Which former NFL star will appear in the Super Bowl commercial first? Will be a Rob Gronkowski, Tony Romo, or Deion Sanders?
That's a really good question.
It's
certainly not going to be Tony Romo.
I'm going to go Rob.
You know what? I want to bring that up too. I've been saying for years that I don't get the love for Tony Romo as a broadcaster. All he tries to do is use these big words and formations that people don't know about. He tries to sound intelligent because he's a former player and he thinks that he could just, pick out these plays from a playbook. And now we are getting word that they tried to have an intervention with him during the offseason because he sucks.
They have an intervention about it?
Yes. Oh, you didn't hear about this?
No.
Oh, yeah. He's probably on his way out. So there we go again. I am right. The guy sucks, and it's finally coming out that even CBS thinks so. So it's not going to be Tony Romo. I don't think it's going to be Deion Sanders.
I went with Rob.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Gronk.
You can put other in there if you want to.
No, you know what? I'm going to go Gronk because he's doing a special.
The FanDuel.
He's doing something where he's kicking a field goal. So yeah, I think it'll be that.
Oh, that's the next question. Will be the results of Gronk's kick of destiny at FanDuel commercial, and will it be over under 32.5 yards? Over make, over miss, under make, under miss.
I'm gonna bet over, and then he makes it. He's got nothing else to do but practice. So, all right, if it's 32.5, where is he kicking it from? The 33, 35?
Now you'd be moving up.
Nah, whatever. I'm still going over and make.
It'd be like 28.
All right. Well, if the end zone is 10, and you have to add 7 from the center, or I'm sorry,
it's the 25-yard line. 25.5-yard line.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
So you're saying over 32.5,
I'm
and
going to say over. Yeah.
I'm going to say,
and I'm going to send this clip to him because I want him to know that I fake.
I'm going to say under make. Go with under make, just to be different. Which music artist will be shown in the first commercial?
Music artist. Ooh.
Sean Combs, Dave Grohl, Meghan Trainor, or Jack Harlow?
100% Dave Grohl.
I'm going to go with that. I kind of like that too. Probably the only one I care about on there.
Yeah.
The other reason. Which beer will Molson's Coors show first? High stakes beer ad commercial, Coors Light, or Miller Light?
Miller Light.
Go Coors Light.
I feel like Miller Lite is often like the official sponsor. I think the official sponsor is Bud Light, but I often think Miller Lite, yeah.
Which beverage will win Molson Coors the high stakes beer ad? I don't even know about this.
I don't even know about this. Well, it's not going to be Foster's. That's Australian for beer. It's not going to be Blue Moon.
Well, they own that. Coors owns.
Well, yeah. I know. I get that. But it's very territorial.
I'm gonna go Miller Lite.
Yeah. I'm definitely going Miller Lite as well.
What will be the main color of Rihanna's outfit? Black, silver, gray, white. That's all one. Silver, gray, white. Gold, yellow, or other.
I'm gonna say silver, gray, white.
The reason I was gonna say that too is the commercial.
Okay.
They had to have like this black and white, like paint looking.
I just think she's gonna come out in like a sequence.
Okay.
That looks silver.
No known sequence.
I do know the word. Why do I know that word?
Good question. What color hair will Rihanna have to open the show? Black or other? Does that mean black with like a red stripe? Is that other? Like that's
I
like,
would say that's black. I think it's more like, is it going to be her?
like red. Like it's gonna be totally red.
Red is what popped in my head.
Like is she gonna be wearing a wig and then take it off?
Exactly. I'm going other.
I'll go.
I think she's going to have red hair. I don't. It's funny you said red because that's exactly what popped in my head.
I'll go other too. That one. What will be the first song played during the halftime show? I don't know any of these songs probably. Well, We Found Love, I do. And Diamonds, I know that song.
Shine bright like a diamond.
I'm gonna go with that because that's the most popular one.
She's gonna actually she's gonna end with Umbrella because that's her most popular one, I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna bet it's Don't Stop the Music.
Good one. Good choice, you say.
Thank you, sir.
We'll be the first to make a guest appearance with Rihanna on stage. Jay-Z, ASAP Rocky.
ASAP.
ASAP Rocky. That shows you how much I know who these are. Who's ASAP Rocky? Do you know that? Like, is it ASAP or is he ASAP?
Oh,
Rocky?
no. It is ASAP. Yeah, I've heard of him.
Drake or none other or none or other.
It's not going to be Jay-Z because he just did the Grammys.
I'm going to go other.
I'm going to go Drake.
How many total songs will be played during the halftime show?
That's a great question.
9.5? That's a lot of songs.
That is a lot of songs.
I'm going to go under.
I'm going under as well.
Because
I mean, how long? It's like a half hour?
I guess you don't. No, it's like 15 minutes.
Is it? Okay.
I think a halftime shows are only like 12 minutes.
Well, yeah, yeah, during the regular season, but I think they draw it out a little bit.
I know they do draw it up, but I still think they only play for about 15 minutes. Like it's
they probably need time to set up, play for 15 minutes, and then break down. Okay.
So my point is, even if you kind of do a mix of songs, like kind of like bleed in one to the other, I still think like if you did 2 minutes a song, it's 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they're gonna do 9.5. Which team will score his first TD?
I'm going Eagles.
I think so. I'm fair with that one. What will be the first penalty flag of the game? Offensive holding, false start, offsides, roughing, pass interference, or defensive holding, or other.
That's a great one as well.
I'm gonna go false start.
I'm going false start.
Some have little jitters, maybe. You know, some linemen with jitters.
Definitely going false start.
Who will have a longer,
especially if the Eagles get the ball first?
Who will have a longer pass completion?
That's a good one too.
I'm gonna go Pat Mahomes.
See, I'm thinking. Okay, let me explain. Let me talk this one out for a minute.
Okay.
I'm leaning Pat Mahomes, but Juju is not really a downfield guy. Plus, he's questionable. He's going to play, but he's questionable. Hardman has just been put on the IR. They're down. I mean, they're down receivers.
Yeah. Travis Kelce is like their main receiver.
Right. But the reason I'm still thinking Patrick Mahomes is because we don't know the status of Jalen Hurts' shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And in the past 2 games, we haven't really seen him throw that long ball. I know Devontae Smith had that longer pass, I think of like 26 yards. Catch. Screw it. I'm going with Jalen Hurts. I just talked myself into it.
Okay. Who will score TD? Jalen Hurts, Travis Kelce, both or neither?
Oh, both.
I guess it's just at all. I guess it's a running touchdown.
Yeah.
For Jalen, it's not like he'll throw a touchdown, right? Because I feel Jalen will score a touchdown if you count that.
Right.
So, will a picture/video of the Kelce brothers, Travis and Jason, be shown the Super Bowl game? Yes. It's gonna be them, their mom.
I was gonna say. First off, it's not only those two, but it's Mama Donna as well.
Yeah.
So yes, 100%.
Yeah, like I think it's just dumb.
You know what? Show me where I can bet on that because I will lay a lot of money on that one.
I think this was.
Are they talking like split screen?
I think when I read this, I guess all right. A picture or video of the Kelce brothers. Yeah, like them together would probably be them.
Oh my God!
Like dumb not to. As a producer of that show, you'd be like letting people down.
Yeah, I gotta find out where I can put money on that because
I
swear
think
to God,
this is based on FanDuel. If I remember when I read the Athletic article.
All right.
What will be the final score in the Super Bowl game, 0-9.
Huh? What will be the final square in the Super Bowl squares game? What the hell is the Super Bowl squares game?
I don't know. All right, read the next one. I'm gonna look it up.
All right. Well, it's not a very long one. What color of Gatorade will be poured on the winning coach? Options are green, yellow, lime, orange, blue. That's a ridiculous one too. It was yellow, I believe, for the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, that's what.
Like, if you're
if
a betting man and you're taking the odds, you're taking the three options.
If the Chiefs win, I think it's red. If it's the Eagles,
oh yeah, it is. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a whole other line. I'm sorry. Orange, blue, red, pink, purple, clear, water, or none. What? None.
I'm gonna go orange. No, I'm gonna see. Like if the Eagles win, it's green.
It's green.
I'm going green. I'm saying they're winning.
I gotta go that too. Jesus Christ, I'm betting on this one too.
All right, there are two popular games you hear friends talk about at Super Bowl Sunday. Well, of course, Super Bowl. Second one is the Super Bowl Squares. That leads to the most popular question of the week. Super Bowl Squares is an easy-to-play office pool and party game. It's a game of chance.
Block pool.
And you draw two numbers, and you can make the Super Bowl experience. So you got to pick one for each number for each team. So I think it's like you have to pick what the final number of each team's going to have. Like KC would have 0, we would have 8, or something like that.
Yeah.
Because if we won 28-20, we have 8, they have 0.
By the way, last I don't know if I said this last week.
I'm going 8-0. By the way,
NFC Championship. Yeah. That's kind of the numbers I was looking at. NFC Championship game, I said the final score would be 31-17. Mm-hmm. It was 31-7.
Yep.
It's even better. I said two scores.
I said 32.
I know you were close,
I said 32-17, I think we were very close with each other, yeah. Who will be the MVP's first thank?
Well, hold on. I got to – what you went, what? 8 with the Eagles?
8, no. Eagles 8, Kansas City 0.
I'm going to go – all right, 4-1. May as well just say it. 34-21. Eagles.
There you go. Who will be the MVP first thank? Will it be teammates, God, Jesus, city, family, coach, owner, fans, others? I'm gonna go God, because I think that's what Jalen did as soon as he won. First and foremost, we thank God.
Yeah, I think that's I'm gonna do that.
Which team will win the game?
Save the best for last. The Birds.
Joe. I have a rule, right? I don't like betting on my team.
Yeah, me either.
I stay away from Philly teams. It's a double letdown.
I'm a mush. Absolutely.
Exactly. That's the other problem. I don't want to be the mush. But there's one I do want to lie down. Call me crazy. We've been talking about him all week long.
Mm-hmm.
Son Reddick's 3,400 plus 3,400 to win the MVP.
Okay. Prop bets, I'm a little bit different on.
Yeah, prop bets, like these bets, I'll make bets.
Yeah,
it's not about the Eagles, really. I mean,
like
score, except if will they win. I've already said I think they're going to win.
I saw something on Philly Sports Trips social medias last night, and it said that Devontae Smith's over on yardage was like 69.5 on a rookie with rookie cornerbacks on him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking the prop bets. I'll take flat out winner. I won't, because say he gets 68 yards, but the Eagles win. I don't give a shit if I lost my bet or whatever, you know. But I'm not gonna mush the outcome of a game.
It's like the only reason I won't do that because I don't want to bet the under on something.
Sure.
And then
I never bet
I'm gonna be holding
never.
it. Yeah, not in those cases, but
people who bet the under have bigger cojones.
Would I be a mush if I bet Hassan Reddick to beat?
No, I don't think
here's
so.
my question: because if Hassan Reddick has just an off game and he's just non-existent.
Mm-hmm. When was the last time? And maybe I'm making this a bigger deal than it actually is. But when was the last time a quarterback was not named the Super Bowl MVP?
Broncos.
I
think that was the last time.
Who was it?
It was Von Miller.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Here, I'll look
who was when it was the Rams? Who was it? Was Cooper Kupp the Super Bowl MVP?
It was Yeah, it was Coop.
Okay.
So yeah, it was last time. That's
All
right.
right. So no, yeah, I don't think you're off on Hassan possibly being the Super Bowl MVP. And you said what? It's 3,400.
4,400. Yeah.
I mean, shit, you put $10 on it, you're coming out 100. So
Yeah. So
it's not it's not that bad,
So let me see. I'll tell you.
especially if you hedge it.
Go back. Here we go. So Cooper Cup was a wide receiver.
Hmm.
Actually, 4 Super Bowls ago, right after we won,
Right?
Julian Edelman was.
Really? Wow.
I did not know that.
I had no idea about that.
Then before that was Von Miller. So in the last from 50, 57, there's actually been 3
Wow.
non-quarterback. And then before that, Malcolm Smith for Seattle was a linebacker. Before that, all the way back to Santonio Holmes with
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
I do remember that.
And before that, actually Hines Ward was a few years before that. And there was kind of a run of wide receivers before that. Deion Branch with New England.
Okay. The reason
Ray
if
Lewis.
the Eagles win, the only reason I can't not see it being Jalen Hurts is because Pat Mahomes is probably going to be the league MVP. So I kind of think that they would give this honor to Jalen Hurts because he may miss out on league MVP. I mean, call me crazy, call me, maybe it just doesn't work like that. I don't know. I have no idea. But hey, by the way, did you know that the NFL's the script got leaked and the Eagles are going to
Yes.
win 37-34? Did
I
you know
saw
about that?
Yeah. That was so funny. It's like it looked like a wiki page.
Yeah, I keep seeing these clips of like Arian Foster talking about the script and these other guys. I don't know if they're just egging it on or if they
Yeah.
truly believe this.
It's because it went viral. And
It
they went viral,
absolutely
they're going to
did.
talk about it.
It absolutely did.
No, I don't think they believe it. So just so
Well,
you know,
Jason Kelsey made he made fun of it during the Super Bowl opening night. He was saying about the script. And I don't think people were like picking up on it. I was like, oh wow, he said something. He goes, oh yeah, the NFL, the script. Yeah, back in 2012 when I tore my ACL, yeah, that was a tough one for me to get over with the script.
yeah.
He was saying stuff like that,
Yeah,
and
when I read that at the beginning of the
nobody was
season.
picking up on it. It was funny though.
Yeah. Looking back, there's been only one safety to win, which was Jake Scott from Miami back a long time ago in the Super Bowl 7.
Never heard him.
And then one fullback in Super Bowl 8.
Okay.
Yeah, everything else has been at least once.
2008. Jesus Christ.
No, back at 8. Super Bowl 8.
Well, yeah. Oh, okay. That's what I meant. I didn't mean 2000.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah.
So 49 Super
Handful
Bowls ago.
running backs, one defensive end, few wide receivers. One they have listed as, I don't know if they had one duel for Dallas back at Super Bowl 12. Harvey Martin and Randy White, D linemen, led defensive for forced 8 turnovers. They forced 8 turnovers in it together. So I guess they both had 4. I guess, yeah,
MVP?
that's going to say I never saw that before.
Yeah.
They have
They
one.
did weird things back then.
Desmond Howard for Green Bay
Mhm.
is listed on this list as a kick returner
Okay.
because he had 244 all-purpose yards, 99-yard kick return for TD.
Wow.
Pretty crazy. And that's your Super Bowl history for tonight. I always get I go down these rabbit holes. When
We
I
have the
start
Sixers on. Blake Griffin still plays in the NBA.
reading. Dude, he's
I
like
had no idea he was on the Celtics.
He actually is like leading scorer for them tonight too.
Wow. I had no idea he was still in the NBA.
Yeah, he's got 15 points right
Wow.
now. I think they're all threes.
I didn't even know he could shoot a 3.
Well, apparently tonight you learned how to.
Wow. Okay.
But I mean, the Sixers were actually close, right, going to third, and they let up 2 quick threes that. Hey,
Let's talk about the Sixers real quick
Yeah.
because then we can come back to the Super Bowl. Tomorrow is the NBA trade deadline. I'm assuming 4 p.m. It kind of seems like that's
Usually,
the time for
yeah.
across all sports.
Oh no! Unless they change, I'll take. Yeah, keep going.
Well, the one guy that everybody kind of was hoping for was this Jared Valentine, and apparently the Lakers, and they could have done it. The trigger could have been pulled while we were on air. I know that they were about to finalize a trade, 3-team trade, I believe it was, with Utah and the Timberwolves, and of course the Lakers, where the Lakers would get Malik Beasley and the guy the Sixers wanted. and D'Angelo Russell back to the Lakers, and then some draft picks will be thrown around.
3. Oh, yeah,
Oh.
3 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay, 3. Okay. So I guess noon on the West Coast. But yeah, I don't know if I see the Sixers really making any trades. I don't think that they have assets to trade.
No, I mean, I know Korkmaz has said he wanted to be
Oh
traded.
yeah, I forgot about that. What a guy!
I like him, but
I didn't even know that he were like this is his second request at a trade. I had no idea that he did this before, and they were like, no. First off, why would they say no?
Yeah.
And second off, let's get this guy out of here. Especially if you can recoup some of these draft picks. They don't have draft picks. I think they have their last or their next first round draft pick is not till 29, and I think there's protections on that, so they can't even trade
what
that.
is it? 27. They just couldn't trade 2 consecutive.
It's either it's something where 29 is still protected, but if the Nets were to the protection on some of the first round picks we owe them in the Harden trade, then they can trade it. It's very confusing because they don't have anything, and I don't know if I guess if you can get a couple second rounders for Korkmaz, I guess you do that. I know Thibault was on the block. They were talking about that. I think that'd be silly. I don't know why they're even
Playing a lot
discussing it.
better.
Well, he's on an expiring contract. I know that. So is Paul Reed, and there's a couple other guys. So they may end up unloading them. Oh, and I know that Josh Harris wants to get under the luxury tax, and that's one of the reasons why they were thinking about looking for options for Matisse Thybulle, which is just silly because if you're honest and you really want to build this team to be a championship contender, why are you going to get rid of one of the best defenders in the league just to get under the luxury tax? It's not right. You're not doing right by your team. You're not doing right by the city, and it's just a bad look. And we already know the Sixers have had many bad looks in the past 10 years, and this would just add another one. Oh yeah, you want that stadium down in Chinatown? Yeah, I don't think you're not helping yourself out here. I don't want to say depleting your team because listen, we have all-stars across this entire roster, really. But again, Matisse Thybulle, if you can't get if you can't get a first-round draft pick, which I don't think you can, what's the point of trading this guy?
Yeah, no, you're right, and I don't think the first round draft pick helps us anyway. I really don't. I really don't understand it.
And I guess just to touch on what happened, since I brought up the Lakers, touch on what happened last night with LeBron James passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who is in the stands. What a joke!
Love an airplane.
Yeah, what an embarrassment for not only LeBron James but the NBA as a whole. There is absolutely no reason why there's still 10 seconds left in the third quarter and you stop the game. He made the shot. He ran to the end of the court to take pictures. He's calling his mom down from the stands to come down. He's got his kids there courtside. Okay, it was kind of inevitable that this was going to happen last night. But the fact that he is just such an egomaniac and he thinks that he can just do whatever he wants. Like he just stopped playing. He ran to the other court, started putting up his hands like he was, king ding-a-ling. It's so ridiculous, and it should have never happened. Okay, it's a wonderful feat. It's a wonderful, new record that you broke. We already know it's just going to make your head even bigger. You again went on the record saying you think that you are the best in the league. Oh no, you're not. But listen, as the NBA, what the hell is his name? Silver, whatever the commissioner's name. He should have not let that happen. You do not stop in the middle of the game for picture opportunities because you broke a record. It's ridiculous.
Well, they're going to let LeBron get to what LeBron wants, unfortunately.
Right, and that's what sucks.
And they're going to not, if the Sixers did that, that'd have been
I can't wait for LeBron's kids to be in the NBA and them suck. They're going to suck.
Nobody's going to live up to him.
I can't wait.
The odds of his kids living up to him, if not being better, is slim to none. So we apparently have our first round in 2024.
All right.
First round pick.
We do?
Looking at it now.
Oh, that is. Oh, maybe that's because we can't trade consecutives.
Yeah. Then the Thunder have our first round pick in 2025. we have a 2026. They have
I don't know what the hell I saw then. I thought they didn't have any draft picks or any first round picks for the next
that they
5
can
years.
trade probably.
Okay.
Then the first round pick goes to the Nets in 2027, and then we're back to normal in 28, 29, and 30.
Huh. Okay. Then I was wrong.
You just can't trade consecutive first round picks.
I thought that they already traded all these picks. Okay.
Yeah. But so right now, for an update on you guys, the Sixers are down 92 to 85. Every time it looks like let's talk about the last couple of games with them, Joe.
Sure.
Like 2 games that they should have won. The Magic game really just sticks in my craw, and then the Knicks game, and it's just like they took their foot off the gas. The Knicks game, they looked great in the first quarter, and the rest of the game they sucked.
Yeah, it was a tough one.
The Magic game, they looked great in the whole first half, and then they were up 21 points at one point, and they just took their foot off the gas.
Yeah.
And it's not acceptable. What's up, Mike? What's going on, buddy? It's just I don't like when I see this with this team, because this happens too much with this team. And it's not just, I mean, I know there's new guys on there. We keep saying that, but that has nothing to do with it. It's like, is that a Doc Rivers, Glenn Rivers, whoever you want to call his situation, or is that the team themselves?
I think it's the team themselves. I mean, there's a possibility they're just snipping themselves too much. They come out like gangbusters early stages of the game, and then I mean, listen, it could be a little bit of both. It could be them sniffing themselves, but it also could be the opposing team's head coach going in halftime, whatever it is, making the needed adjustments, and the other team coming out and wanting it more.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what it could come down
definitely
to.
that's what
Yeah,
happened. They took the foot off the gas. This team said, "Well, we're not done
Magic
yet."
and the Thunder. These are young teams with no expectations at all, and they're coming in and they're playing a juggernaut like the Sixers, and they're playing very well against them. And maybe it's just the Sixers looking at the next opponent when playing these guys. Luckily, when it came to Orlando, they lost to Orlando, and the very next opponent was Orlando, which they won. So yeah, these are definitely winnable and should be winnable games for them. It's just for whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe the NBA scripted, and these are scheduled losses in the second half.
I just hate how the Celtics tend to have a goat sometimes. I mean, they we get a fast break. They missed the layup here, and then they leave Hauser wide open to hit another 3 and put them up 10 points now. So it's 95-85 Celtics right now.
They have a Hauser too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Hauser, I don't know how you say it. Hauser. But I mean, the Sixers team has taken, good and bad for the Sixers, between the Phillies and the Eagles, have allowed them to take a backseat and not have as much scrutiny because people are just invested right now. But they got to remember, come, I don't know, next week.
Right. Yeah.
By the next weekend, by next Friday, guys, you're front and center, because the Phillies, they'll start soon, but their real games won't start till April, and the Flyers are back to normal.
Yeah, they're almost lucky that the trade deadline is tomorrow and not next week, and then all
Does it
eyes
seem early to you?
I thought it was, yeah.
Because I remember last year was closer to the end of the month, wasn't it?
It's just seemed like it was never coming.
Yeah.
But then again, because we are so, just our focus is on so many other different things, we're thinking like we're not paying attention as much to the NBA, and maybe it did sneak up on us. And like where last year we were anticipating the trade deadline to see where they can get better. Like now, okay, beginning of the Sixer season, they played like ass. Why? Because the Phillies were in the World Series, in my opinion, and all eyes were on them. Maybe they just got off to a slow start for whatever the reason. But then once that's done, the Eagles, they're continuing a perfect season at that point. Then the Sixers start to get a little better. Then all eyes start to center more on the Sixers because it wasn't Phillies, Eagles at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Phillies were done. It's Eagles, Sixers at the same time. So now our attention goes back to the Sixers, and they start to play better. Maybe it's just them gelling more for whatever the reason. That's just the way it looked in my opinion. But next week now, which I mean, okay, maybe not next week, maybe 2 weeks from now, because we're going to have the game, and then we'll possibly have the P.
And still be a little high from
yeah, absolutely. So after the weekend of the P,
I love
I hope everybody's catching on to what we're talking about.
yes.
After the weekend of the P,
Love the P.
that's when we'll start really centering on the Sixers. But then again, I'll probably go right into the draft and free agency. So who the hell knows what's happening?
Oh, so here's a funny thing. My wife texted me this. It's something about we were talking about earlier.
Okay.
So my kids have off on Monday after the Super Bowl, as we were talking about.
Mhm.
So they're off totally now.
Nice.
But they lose the Friday before President's Day now. Usually that would be a 4-day
Boo-hoo.
weekend for them. But that's fine because that's next Friday. They just moved. They moved from
Okay.
that Friday to that Monday. That's all.
Perfect.
But yeah, that's
And
what they're doing.
what day are they going to move for the parade?
Well, that's the thing is they're probably playing in that.
Oh, I said it.
You did. You dropped the P.
Oh no.
Dropped the P word.
What's up, Bane?
And what's going on, bud? Yeah, Facebook. Just issues with Facebook. We'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Mm.
But
We're not on Facebook anymore. That's the time.
yeah, that's what it is.
We're live on YouTube.
Live on YouTube. Check us on YouTube. But tell your friends. But yeah, right now the Sixers are down 10-85 to 95 to 85 with 8 minutes left. And this is the thing is they this is what happens when they start getting tight or games are close. They think they all have to shoot threes every time, and it's exhausting. Just get in the paint, and I understand you got to give the guy a break here and there. But right now, if they're struggling right now, and the Celtics continue to score, why isn't Embiid not here? Why isn't
He's
Embiid
in there.
Oh, he has a haircut again. He
Yeah,
looks different.
he has it in dreads.
He wasn't just did that again.
Yeah.
But he wasn't that last.
I saw it earlier when he took an elbow to the face.
The last couple nights he wasn't in there at this time. It drives me nuts. He's not. He's missing too.
I mean, listen, you're going into Boston. You're playing the #1 seed.
Yeah,
It's going to be tough.
We're dropping game. We're inching towards that first place, and then we drop 2 games that we shouldn't. And I think that's what makes this burn a little bit more.
The top 4 is very.
It just seems like the Celtics have our numbers. I hate it. I hate
100%.
it. I hate it.
I was at the Celtics game last season, and the Sixers lost by like 50. So I've seen this before. I mean, luckily it's not that much of a deficit now, but I've seen the Celtics just manhandle this team.
I hate
I don't
that.
know why.
Dude, that's why it's one of the most annoying Celtics fans, they're up there with me, man. Boston fans in general, but Celtics fans especially. Arrogant.
I'll tell you what, I don't know who like my most hated NBA team was. Like, I guess I could say the Lakers, but I know why why I hate the Lakers, especially at this very moment. But like outside of that, like the Eastern Conference, like I don't know who my most hated is, and I have to lean Celtics because maybe it's just because there's always been that rival.
I would say the Celtics and the fan base, that Boston knuckleheads, man. Like
I don't know. I feel like Boston and Philly fans are very, very similar. So
I know that's why we don't get along.
I think we would get along.
Well, here's the thing: is we were talking about this, and we'll probably talk about this more next week in our show. But there's discussion about expansion teams coming into the baseball,
Mhm.
and
them
realigning and
we'll
getting
talk about
rid
that
of
next week.
and getting rid of the AL and the NL, and just having divisions and make it more geographically sound.
Yeah.
And they had a division of the Phillies, the Yankees, the Mets, and the Red Sox.
Right.
The 3 top fan bases, or whatever you want to call it, in one place.
I don't.
Toxic.
The only reason I never see that happening is because I don't see them having both New York teams in the same.
Yeah, and
division
then
or
they had
whatever
a
the hell they're
division
calling
that
it.
had like Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Washington,
Blue Jays or something.
No, Blue Jays they had like a more northern team. I forget what it was, but like just the bottom of the barrel, like teams that are normally not good, even when they're doing good, don't end up being good.
Right.
Oh, there was a division. I think it would have been the southern one would have been the Braves, the Marlins, the Rays, and one of the expansion teams like Charlotte or something. Like God, that'd be terrible.
Listen, I like playing the Braves. I like them being in our division. Like this
I think
is
you lose
literally
a lot.
what we've watched our entire lives.
And they're going to have to understand something. We're going to be losing games with them. We're going from 16 to 14 or 12 or something
What
like
do
that.
you mean?
Games that we're playing against the Braves, Nationals, and
we're losing games against them.
Yeah,
I
this
didn't know
year.
that. Because they're trying to make every team
We play every team.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Okay, that's right.
Yeah. So they had to cut out some
Silly.
divisional games.
Who cares? I'd rather watch our rival division games.
I would rather watch it too, but I think it makes it more interesting because think about it. If you have really bad team in your division, like we
Mhm.
had like with the Nationals, guys are going to get like, and timing and everything. If you play a lot of national games at the end of the year and your guys are in a close race, that could make a difference for you.
Yeah, but
So
I think there's something said about when it's interleague, when it's two juggernauts, the Phillies playing the Bo Sox, at Citizens Bank Park. That is a game, a series that people are circling on their calendars that they want to go to. If you're now playing them 16 games a season, where's the excitement in that? Like, I want to
I don't
see.
think this happens geographically.
I don't think it can.
There were some divisions that were just pitiful, like just terrible fan bases. Like nobody's going to want to watch that.
So the NFC South of of
Yeah,
baseball.
like just like, but it would be consistent. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, at least like, all right, fine. Like the AL East has the Yankees are usually contenders
sure.
90% of the time. Tampa usually, can be hit or miss, but
Yeah,
usually tend to make a
they've been
run.
good.
Toronto hit or miss, but usually less hit than miss. And then the Orioles who just consistently blow.
Right.
You know, just, uh, but that's even. It kind of evens things out. Like if you have if you have the Orioles, the Nationals, who outside of winning a World Series recently, have been bad.
But maybe there's something to be said about if you're putting four crap teams in a division, then maybe it's more competitive because they all suck. Like, all right, if the
I get what you're saying. Like,
if the Red Sox, Yankees, Mets, and the Phillies, four juggernauts in the MLB, if you have those four teams playing each other more often, then maybe it's more competitive because the talent is on a similar level.
true. Not a,
Still stupid, but
yeah,
I
get
guess
it.
if I'm playing devil's advocate, that's where I'm at with it.
All right, let's switch back here, Joe.
For what? Super Bowl? That thing?
That old thing. Um, let's do predictions. We're gonna
Matisse. Sorry, buddy. Your last game, probably.
what do you just try to hit a three?
No, I don't. I just saw him run down the court. Sorry, buddy. Last time seeing you run down the court in a blue jersey. I don't know. But back to the Super
All right. So
Bowl.
your pick
Rihanna. Four alpha changes.
for alpha changes.
Four alpha changes.
Joe, I want to know who's winning and what's the score and why. I know we already kind of talked about that.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it. I hate being overly confident. I say it every week. I know that this is going to be a tough game. I know the aura of Patrick Mahomes and how this guy is just, some may say, magical, and he just gets it done. Like, I know I brought up the fact of them having three wide receivers either questionable or on the IR. And by the way, their running back, whatever the hell his name is, came back off the IR. But that's besides the point. I know that these guys are going to be competitive on the field. Like, I know that our defense is better than the Chiefs' offense, but I know that Patrick Mahomes is good enough to make things happen.
Yeah.
So I do think it's going to be back and forth, but I do feel like the Eagles could start to run away with it, and our defense is just pedal to the metal the entire time. Like, I look at the Chiefs roster on paper. I'm just going to say it. Their offensive line isn't that great. I don't feel like they have that great of a backfield. Patrick Mahomes on the offense is the scariest weapon. I think our defensive line is much better than their offensive line.
Sure.
To the Eagles. When it comes to our offense and the Chiefs' defense, their secondary is awful, and it's very inexperienced, and it's rookies. You can say, hey, they're talented, they're on an NFL level, and there is a reason why they're in the Super Bowl. I get it, but our offense is better than the Chiefs' defense. That's why I have to say that I'm confident in it. I already said that my final score was 34-21. Maybe it's just ambitious. Maybe that large of a score. I haven't been wrong yet when it comes to these scores.
No, you've been in the realm.
I've been pretty close on these. And again, like, God, I hate saying that it's going to be that much of a score differential, but I just don't see how the Chiefs defense can stop the Eagles offense.
So I agree with you on that. And I also agree the other way around is I don't know how the Chiefs O line is going to hold up against our defensive line and edge and all that stuff. And I don't see it. I mean, the fact that they've gotten away with a lot of stuff because of Patrick Mahomes' mobility.
Right.
Mobility is going to be a little less. I'm not going to say he's not going to be able to play well, but it's going to be less. It's not going to be 100%.
Well, also, sorry to interrupt you, but let's just think of what happened in that Cincinnati game to get them to the Super Bowl. It was a very tight game with Cincinnati, and Cincinnati is very, has a very good quarterback and has some, a really good offense with Jamar and Higgins and Joe Mixon, and it was down to the wire. And what happens? It was Sky Moore who had a really good return. And then Patrick Mahomes ran to the sideline, and they got the roughing or the late hit, whatever the hell that penalty
Whatever
was.
they call it.
On the sideline, and that's what got them in position for that field goal. There is a very good chance that the Chiefs are not even in this position if that one drive at the end of the game did not happen for them.
Yeah,
Sorry, continue.
You're absolutely correct. And like I said, I think it's one more on that end of things. If they can control Patrick Mahomes and keep him in the pocket and make him throw off that foot, I think our secondary will clean up the mess.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, they're wide receivers to our secondary. I think our secondary wins. But it is still Patrick Mahomes, and there still is that Patrick Mahomes shine to it that makes it makes it different, makes it difficult to call this. Just like Tom Brady, he can get himself out of trouble, and Patrick Mahomes has that winnability, the ability to be a winner. That's what you have to worry about with those kind of guys. But like you, Joe, my final score is 28-0 or 28-0, 28-20, 28-20. I wish.
I wish it was.
I don't know.
It'll be a very. I want the blowout.
Yeah.
Very fun night if that's what happens.
But with that being said, I'm not sitting there going to say they cruise to 28-20. I think it's going to be a little bit of a closer game for the most of the game, maybe 3/4 of the 4, and then it's going to get a little tighter, and they need them. Patrick Mahomes needs to do something, and they turn the ball over, and we just kind of go on cruise control for the rest of the game. That's why I feel it's going to be something like
Patrick Mahomes can definitely turn the ball over. There's no doubt about that.
No, Ian, you're absolutely right. I haven't dealt with a D line like the Eagles.
Right.
I think our defense is the difference maker here, and it just allows our offense to be our offense.
What do we do next week? No show, I guess. If the P is on Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll listen. We'll keep you guys. We'll make our final. Just once we know Sunday night, we'll make it Monday morning. We'll have a decision for you. If it is on Wednesday, yes, it'll be probably no show.
No show.
If it's on Thursday, I don't see why not.
Yeah. Right.
We'll have it. We'll be able to break down the entire game and the excitement that we have with it.
I mean, yeah, and we've said, once the hoopla is over, it's kind of like, all right, right back to business.
Yeah.
Because the Eagles have 15 free agents that they have to figure out. I mean,
18.
We haven't talked about this. The salary cap is going up by just under $17 million.
They said they'll be about $16.5 million.
Yeah, something like that.
Once they change it, as of right now, with every contract as it is.
Right, and you know what? I have no idea about this stuff. I look on overthecap.com. I look at the Eagles to see what their cap is, and right now it's saying they have just under $5 million available. But hear me out on this. Once these guys become free agents, how does that money not go back to the pool? Because the money's not reserved for any player.
It's the time frame. The salary cap goes up at one point, and until they become free agents, they're under contract.
Okay.
I think that's how it works.
Okay, no, you might be dead on.
Yeah.
Because the way I'm thinking it is God forbid Jason Kelce retires, he made $14 million this season. How doesn't that $14 million become available in the salary cap when you're not giving it back to him? You know what I mean?
Sure. No, you're absolutely right. So we'll have plenty of draft coverage because it's going to be amazing, guys. A lot of good things coming along. We will be talking to you soon about it. But guys, here's to a Eagles Super Bowl victory. Hopefully, you'll be seeing plenty of us follow us on social media. We'll be keeping you guys up to date if any changes, any trades are made in the NBA, all that kind of stuff. But we'll be there for you, and we'll be cheering along with you all Sunday afternoon to the evening. But
Celtics just can't stop hitting threes, man.
No, I'm telling you.
The Sixers just cut their lead to 3.
And as Ian said, go Birds.
Go Birds. Fly Eagles.
There's one thing I want you to do for me.